Guys, welcome to Construct Your Life. This 3-part series with my man Nick. You know, he is a little bit of a wild card, bought and sold multiple businesses, just started a podcast. When him and I get together, we have no idea what we're going to talk about. Probably gurus, probably something else, but it's always an entertaining conversation because I love the way he thinks. So make sure you jump into this episode and enjoy. We'll see you in there.
Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Part 3 with my man. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. It might be unicorns. Might be mobile home parks. We don't know.
It's unicorns.
What are we going to talk today about?
It's unicorns. So I posted on Twitter a couple of months ago that I wanted to invest $500,000 into SMB Twitter.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's lots of businesses on there, lots of business owners, lots of searchers, etc. And I got flooded with people reaching out to me. I had over 100 people reach out to me saying, I'd love for you to invest. As I went through those people and eliminated the tire kickers, there were about 50 that were legit. And then of those 50, I've narrowed it down to about 12 that I'm looking at investing in. But going through that process taught me a couple of things. And it was really interesting to like look back and synthesize everything that I went through. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Is that cool?
Are
or not
you
cool?
investable?
Am I investable or that?
That's
yeah.
such a no. Like, are you investable? Like, it's such a fascinating social experiment.
It's
yes.
fascinating because I know how I think about deals. I know how I think about valuing my company. I know how I think about going out and raising money from somebody. But I haven't invested in a lot of deals, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first thing that's been so interesting is there is no continuity, no uniformity across how people value businesses and what equity they assign to capital coming in. Some people are like, it's a $10 million post-money valuation. They haven't sold a single product.
What?
And they're not a tech company, right? Some companies are like, oh, I just need $80,000 to fund this, and you can have 40% of the company. And they're doing $150,000 a year. It's like, okay, that's like total opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah. So very, very interesting, number one, to see how differently people value their business. The second thing that was really interesting is almost within 15 minutes of a call, I can tell whether or not I'm going to invest in the company. And it has nothing to do with the fundamentals of the business. It has everything to do with the founder operator. Do I like them? Do I trust them? Are they hardworking? Are they the type of person that I want to be invested with? And I've always heard that. And you kind of roll your eyes at it because you're like, oh yeah, everyone says that. But that was like reinforced to me. There's some really good businesses that I thought were fantastic businesses, but I didn't want to put my money anywhere near the founder. And that was a shock to me. I thought I'd be kind of founder agnostic, but I'm not. I think you would be the same way.
No, this is perfect. Perfect. Oh. You have no idea. I met with a guy today. This morning happened to me. Swear to God, I'm not joking. Chamber of Commerce says this guy's looking to connect with people, young, hungry dude. I was like, whatever. Fine. I'll go to this breakfast, right? And I meet this guy. I get his story. Worked for a large company for years, creating a product. It's like Shark Tank, like creating a product that's needed. Yeah. He goes into his whole spiel, ask him about his life, the whole nine. I haven't looked. I know what his product is. I haven't seen a picture of it. I don't even know what it is. I said, let me tell you something, buddy. He goes, well, I'm talking to this person. I said, first of all,
buddy.
I said, first of all, you're not talking to any of those people. I said, you're not taking a fucking single dime. I was like, your wife makes plenty of money and you live in the middle of nowhere. I was like, you don't need money. Okay. So no, You're not taking money because they're going to take half your company and you haven't sold anything. I said, second, I don't care what your product is or what it looks like. I'll give you whatever you want. I said, I've never seen somebody articulate and the passion and the detail that he put into his vision for his company. And now I'm probably going to invest in it, but I'm also hiring him to come work for me. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
And while he builds this out, I go, you're going to take 2 days off a week and you're going to build this business. I'm going to help you because it's super smart. And I said, this is how it can work in my sector.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, he goes, you don't want to see the video of my shit? I said, no, it's a waste of time. I don't care. I said, if you care this much about this, then I'm in. Because people have invested money in me because of me. They haven't even, I spent a week putting together the fundamentals of the business, and he slid the paperwork back to me and said, it's okay, I'm in because of you. And I never thought that was a thing. Look, don't get me wrong. If you're dropping a couple mil, we got to see some numbers. But when you're starting out or something like that, it really is that first moment. You know, my mentor said it to me so many years ago. Being likable is a superpower that nobody talks about.
It is. No, I totally agree with it. And I undervalued it.
You know what Connor said to me?
Process.
You know what Connor said to me? His rule on if you do business with his client, if you called me on a Saturday and I saw that you called, would I be upset?
It's good. That's a good litmus test, man. It's the same thing with a partnership.
Oh my God. So, look, nuance. Let me give you nuance partnership for a second.
Okay.
I've had a really hard 15 months. Okay. I'm the lion in the jungle down here. While my other business partners are in other places. I needed an outlet. And my business partner for the last 12 months has talked to me about music and golf. We don't talk about the business. He never said anything. But he knew that at 6 o'clock every day, I needed to send him a song. We send a song back. We talk about what was happening in the golf world. That care, that little nuance of a partnership, I'll do whatever that guy needs for the rest of his life.
That's true, man. And partnerships in particular, it's not always about the dollars and cents or the facts and figures, whatever it is. It's how do you get the most out of that person? And sometimes it's by being their therapist or their boy or their buddy, like whatever it is. But like your whole goal is for both of you to be in the right frame of mind. So I totally agree with that. Which leads me to the last thing I realized. I'm making all these investments, or at least having these conversations, and Chris, my business partner, and I are having conversations. And I'm like, why am I investing in these companies? My whole thesis was like, okay, I got some cash sitting on the side. I'll put some in these businesses. I'll get 15, 20% IRR. It's a bit diversified. It's a safer investment. Yeah, all the things you're supposed to say. And I'm talking to these companies, and I'm writing some checks. I've written one. I have another check that's wiring next week that closes. We have another one that closes the week after. It's like this. I've already put some real money in, but we're like sitting there talking, and I'm like, we could be using this money to go big, like to think big. We could buy a company doing $1 million a year in cash flows. We could launch something. Like there's a million things that I could do with that.
It's not who you are. It's not who you are. Look, let me explain something to you, young man. You are within no. Hold on. Within the 5 seconds of meeting you in person, I was in love. Okay? And I mean that in the most heterosexual way possible, because your genuine care for others is on another level. It's amazing. You really care. And that's why you're doing this. It's not for the money. It's because you wanted, back when you got started, that somebody would take a chance on you, and this is your opportunity to do that on them.
It's true, and I had to reframe that in my mind. So it's gone from I'm putting this dollar amount in 2, I want to find those founders who were me 5, 10 years ago that will use this.
1,000%.
So it could be more than 500, it could be way less than 500, but it just shifted my mindset.
Guys, let me take a minute to tell you about my buddies over at Lead Hub, Ben and Aaron, the best humans I know. Not only are they amazing at marketing for trade companies, but Ben started his HVAC company in his garage, sold it for multi-million dollars. So when this guy talks, I listen. When we took over Dietz Mechanical, we had 22 reviews in 22 years. In 7 short months, we went from 22 reviews to 107. We went from a 4.2 to a 4.7. We tripled our Facebook presence and we tripled our calls. If you're an HVAC, plumbing, electric, landscaping company, and you're looking for a no BS approach to marketing, you're looking for people who have done it before, you got to go to leadhub.net. Nick, I spent so many years behind a bar praying that the rich people that I waited on would see something in me and take a chance on me. And nobody did. And let me tell you something, young man. When I get flush and I'm 50, I'm going to need somebody to control me because I'm going to be yanking people out of Chick-fil-A's, out of Verizon stores. I've already done it out of Verizon stores. There are people in this world that are in the wrong position with skill sets that can go next level if given the opportunity. And I wrestled with the world for so long and I realized that you had to take the opportunity on yourself first. And then once people saw you take it on yourself, then people would take a chance on you. And I wrote about this the other day. In my 20s, I wanted to tell everybody what I was going to do. In my 30s, I wanted everybody to see what I was going to do. In my 40s, I just do what I'm going to do and then attract the people that want to do what I'm doing.
So what do you do in your 50s?
Just give people a lot of money to go buy businesses.
I'm here for it.
Because, okay, so let's get some tactical advice. So you met all these people. Give them 1, 2, 3 tips to be somebody that's investable within those first 5 to 10 to 15 minutes. How do you present yourself?
Be excited. Be excited about your idea. If you're not excited about your idea, nobody else is going to be excited about your idea for you. So be enthusiastic. I'm going to get to the numbers. I'm going to ask you about your revenue. I'm going to ask you about your costs. I'm going to ask you about all that stuff at some point. But buy a guy a drink first. You know what I mean? Like, loosen me up.
Break some
Tell me
bread,
about
baby.
Yeah. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about the company. What's your vision? Like, be a human being. We have a finite amount of time to live on this earth, and I want to spend it with the people that I want to spend it with. So if I'm going to invest in you, I want to get to know you. I want to like you. I want to see that you have enthusiasm about the things that you're doing, right? So that would be like first and foremost. If you're getting on a call with somebody, be you, be genuine, but be excited about your opportunity. Paint the picture. The financials and the data will come later. And you may find that you don't want to work with certain people because of the way that they talk about things. So that would be my first piece of advice. The second piece of advice would be, don't be in love with raising money. Like, so many people just, oh, I should just raise money. Well, that's what we should do, right? Like, no, bootstrap as long as you can. Only raise money when you absolutely need it and when you've got a strategy for growth. Until then, figure it out. Bootstrap it. Once you know what you're doing, get some money to throw accelerant on the fire, but don't raise unless you really know where that money's going to go. But like, those would be the 2 biggest things. Be excited and don't raise money until you absolutely have to.
Set in a meeting with a guy that has raised north of a couple billion. And I'm so excited about the next 3 to 5 years and what we're going to do, and we're going to expand, and we're going to do all this stuff. And he just stops me mid-sentence and goes, Austin, I don't care. He goes, that's make-believe. He goes, it's make-believe. Who knows? We don't know. How do I lose my money? And I have to get to a place where emotionally I'm in the deal and excited about it, but I can see it from the angles that would scare people. Right?
Sure.
Perfect example. I'm on a call today, and PE, private equity, refuses to invest in a word, and the word is creativity. PE is like talking to a tree. They have a box. This is where they buy. Anything outside of that box does not exist in this world.
Yes.
It's a
True.
waste of everybody's time. So why would you pitch them something that's outside of that? No. If I've got some crazy shit where I'm going to sell rented unicorns on a ferry, I'm going to go to your partner, Chris, because he's the guy that can make the unicorns make money.
And he's like, I could see you.
So I'm not going to waste my time. So here's what I'm getting to the point, guys. My third tip for you, know your audience and don't waste anybody's time. Investigate what they're in. I'm going to give a different deal to a family office than I am a PE firm, because the exit of the PE firm dictates how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
So understand the long game for the person that you're pitching the deal to, and you'll save everybody a lot of time.
That's good. That's very good advice. Totally agree with that.
It was pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel good about it. I felt really good about it. I think we clipped it up, so we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Always a great time. Can't wait to come out there and hang with my guy. If people want to hear about your podcast, they want to track you down, how would they do that?
I'm on Twitter. Co-founder's Nik. I started a podcast called Nikonomics that I've been doing on a weekly basis. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. It's the best place.
I love it. Guys, send it to a friend, share it around. We'll see you next time.
See ya.